and see if it refreshes your recollection. We can back up to Monday, October 5th.
Oh, okay. Okay. September, you said go back to September 25th?
Well, we've covered 25th. We've covered the 28th.
Okay, so on September, sorry, one more minute to review.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Was still in September. Okay, on Sunday, September 28th, that's when Mike informed me that his whole household had been exposed to COVID. So on October 2nd, that Friday, I did not try and pick her up. I inquired about Abby's health. Mike informed me that he and his mother and Abby had all tested negative for COVID-19. So 25th was my weekend. The 2nd was not my weekend, so I did not try and pick her up that day. That's the day he told me they had COVID.
Your Honor, again, objection. There's no question before this witness. She's narrating.
The objection's overruled, but it would be timely to interpose a question, Ms. Beeson.
So after you found out that the whole family had been exposed to COVID, when was the next date that you contacted Mike to request an update?
It would be on October 2nd. October 2nd, I asked how his health was. If she had come down with the symptoms.
And your next scheduled custodial day was Monday the 5th, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. You asked in anticipation of your next custodial day.
Correct. On that, the 2nd, I asked about her health. He said that she was fine. And then Monday was my next custodial day.
Okay. Did you try to pick her up on October 5th, which was the Monday after you found out that she was negative for COVID?
I did. And Mike informed, I was told that they were quarantining as per CDC guidelines, which Mike said meant that they needed to stay in the house for 2 weeks, whether or not her test was negative. And then I screenshotted him something that said a negative test no longer required quarantine, and he sent back that the CDC says differently. And the end of quarantine was the day before court, which was October 12th.
Okay, so did you try to pick her up between October 5th and October 12th?
I did not.
Okay. The day of court was Tuesday, October 13th, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Tuesday is your normal custodial day?
It is.
And did you try to pick
leading questions? Again, I have to object.
What's the evidentiary objection?
I'm objecting to the leading questions. She keeps continually asking Jessica questions with a yes or no answer.
Sustained. Well, let me be clear. Just because it's a yes or no answer doesn't necessarily mean that it is leading, but I am finding that it is a leading, that these questions are leading in nature, so sustained.
What day was October 13th?
October 13th was our scheduled court day. We had court at either 10 or 11 a.m. Court was very short. The judge essentially told Mike to start being a parent, get the daughter to respect her, and that once he told her to get in my car, she should do so.
Okay. What did you do as a result of the court hearing?
It was about 11:30, maybe 12 when we were finished. My scheduled pickup time is 3 o'clock. So I did let Mike know that I was going to go and pick her up via text, and I did go to pick her up and was denied again.
Okay. Who was there when you got to the house?
Mike was not there. It was Diana and Abby.
Okay. And did Mike respond to your text that you were going to pick up Abby?
No, he did not.
And what did you do as a result?
I went to the door and knocked. Well, no, it's a security gate. I rang the doorbell.
Okay. Who answered the door?
Diana answered the door and went and got Abby to come to the door.
Okay. Were you able to?
And I asked Abby, I said, I'm here to pick you up. And she said, I'm not going. And I asked, please call your father and talk to him because he knows the rules. He was told by the judge today, and you are to go with me. And Diana told Abby, I believe, to call 911, unless that was a different day.
Were you able to get Abby to leave with you?
No, she did not leave with me. She has not left with me since September.
Okay. What communication, if any, did you have with Michael when you tried to pick up Abby on the 13th?
It was only texts. I called, I left a message. I also this was the day that I said, I will wait an extra 5 minutes for you to respond. Was court day. I assumed he had the day off. I didn't think he would go to work, so that was my mistake.
Did he return your phone call after you left a message?
No. I believe I got an answer the next day or maybe later that night, but not at any time that meant I could pick up my daughter.
Who did you get a response from later that night?
I believe that would be Michael telling me that he's not obeying the court order. He's just going by what he wants.
When was your next custodial day after Tuesday, October 13th?
After Tuesday, October 13th would have been, would have been the following Monday, the 19th.
Did you pick up Abby on October 19th?
I did. I attempted it, yes, and was told no again. I am not sure if I went the very next day on the 20th or not. I would have to reference something to be sure. I generally go Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and then I don't go Saturday, Sunday because I don't annoy so much. So Monday and Tuesday, I would have tried to pick her up to the best of my.
Were you
I know for
engaging
a
in
fact. I'm sorry?
Were you engaging in reunification therapy during this time?
Yes, we are. Yes, we were. It would have been probably on a Tuesday. If we were doing every Tuesday at 2:30 for a while. And I believe that was a Nick Ponza. That might have actually been the day that Mike.
Okay.
Sometimes Mike brings her, and sometimes Diana, his mother, brings her.
So I'm going to have you look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 45, page 003 to refresh your recollection. For Mr. Schneider, that is PDF page 317.
Okay. On the 20th, that would have been a meeting with Nick Ponzo, and that is the day that Mike brought her. And when Nick Ponzo and Abby and I were done with our therapy, and we walked downstairs and we walked out to the car, I walked to Mike's car and said, "Did you bring her backpack so she can leave with me?" And he said no, that she had already said she wasn't going, so he didn't bring it. I explained to him that it's his responsibility to bring the backpack as the parent because he's supposed to have her ready to visit me. And that, you know, if she chose not to go with me then, at least he did his part. So the very next time he brought her to therapy, he did bring her backpack. And still she did not.
Hold on. So let's back up. So October 20th, you informed him that it is his responsibility to bring her backpack. And what was his response?
His response is, I didn't have her bring it because she wasn't coming anyway. And I said, it's your job to make her pack it. And he said, well, what am I supposed to do if she won't pack it? I said, then you pack it for her. And Abby said, well, I'll just dump it out and keep dumping it out so he can't pack it. And I just looked at him, and then I looked at her, and I said, please get in the vehicle. I need to talk to your father now. And she did. She got into the vehicle, and I spoke to him. And he said, what am I supposed to do if she won't do what I tell her to do? And I was a smart ass. My response was not good. I said, then you failed as a parent. However, an hour or two later, I texted him a full direction and an apology. I said, I am sorry that I did not answer you fully outside of Ponzo's office. If she does not do what you intend her to do, then you need to, we could read the actual text, but a summation of it is you need to give her punishment. And for not doing as you say. And here are a list of punishments, and I gave him a list of punishments as well. Punishments like sweeping the patio or taking away her phone, things like that. Not manhandling.
I'm going to have you look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 46.
I'm sorry, what number?
46.
46.
Thank you.
Page 004. Mr. Schneider, that is PDF page 356.
Yes, that's the one that I was just referring to.
Okay, so it looks like this goes through page 6. Do you recognize the document labeled Plaintiff's Exhibit 46, page 003 to 006?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
Those are text messages between Mike and myself.
What is the date?
The date of the first one is Tuesday, October 20th. Actually, that's all of them. The first one is at 12:31 p.m.
Okay. And is this the full thread of the conversation text that you had with Mike on October 20th through page 6?
Yes, ma'am, full thread.
Audrey, I'm sorry, I'm lost. Can you help me again? You said 003 to 006?
003 to 006, so it would be PDF page 350.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's actually 004 is where the text messages start, so my apologies, and it's PDF page 356.
Okay, bear with me. I'm almost there.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, I'm there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. I'm a paper person too, so this is difficult.
This is really difficult.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
PDF page 356, 357, and 358. And Plaintiff's Exhibit 46, page 004, 005, and 006.
I have it in front of me.
Okay, this is the entire communication between you and Mike, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Have you deleted any messages?
I have not.
Okay. Have the text messages been altered in any way?
They have not.
Is this a true and accurate copy of the text messages between you and Mike on October 20th, 2020?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I would move to admit plaintiff's exhibit 46, pages 004 through 006.
Any objection to the admission of exhibit 46?
Your Honor, I apologize. They look like text messages between Jessica and Abby, not what they're being described as. So it must be on the wrong page. Did you not tell me, Audrey, that it was page? Hang on. Oh shoot.
It's okay. It's PDF page 356.
Okay, but these are. I'm with you, Audrey, but they're text page 356.
Mm-hmm. At the top, it says Mike Sell.
At the top, it says Abby Lee. I'm on the wrong. Must be on the wrong exhibit. All right, it's exhibit number. Okay. I think I see what's going on. I'm sorry, Judge. Bear with me on this.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I'm on exhibit number 67, page 356. And I'm in the wrong exhibit. So I'm sorry. What was the exhibit number, Audrey?
46?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, I'm almost there. And page 356?
PDF page 356 of 1140.
Oh boy. Plaintiff's exhibit 46 just goes up to page 41.
So the 356 is just the PDF reference. It's exhibit 46004. If you look at the bottom right here, does that help?
It does. Thank you. I apologize.
No, again, no worries. I'm much more a paper person.
And again, the page number, I'm in 46. Here are the text messages. I got them. And the page that we're on is number 6?
004, 005, and 006.
Gotcha. Yep, I see them, and obviously no objections.
Okay. So, Jessica, this was the conversation that you just referenced, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. As a result of this communication on October 20th after reunification therapy, when did you plan to pick up Abby again?
Let's see. Him, me. That Friday would be my Friday. The 23rd, October 23rd.
Did you attempt to pick her up?
I did. And Mike was home.
Mike was home?
He
And what
answered the door. He said, "Are you here to pick up Abby?" And I said that I was. And he got Abby, and she came to the door and told me she wasn't coming with me. And I asked why not, and she said basically she would let me know in an email or a text or something like that. She said she would let me know later. And then Mike and I proceeded to have a conversation. Abby's still standing there. The conversation was a very long conversation. And Abby was present for most of it. And I believe his mother was too, although all I can see is silhouettes because they would not open the security door. So I was not talking to faces, I was talking to a metal security door and silhouettes from the window behind it. I could hear voices, Mike and Abby's, and I could see a third silhouette, so I assumed that was his mother. During this conversation, he basically repeatedly told me how where we were at currently was all my fault and that I had brought all of this on my daughter by being a narcissist, and all of my narcissistic decisions had impacted my daughter, and that she now looked at me differently, and that everything that was happening currently was my fault.
And at any point, did he have Abby step away? Was she there during this conversation?
No, after he said everything was my fault and referenced all my failings, and that he actually said there was a scale and used his hands, said that my destruction of the marriage was not equivalent to his, that the scale of what I did was worse than the scale of what he did, and that he just repeatedly talked about me and all of the ways I had messed up right in front of Abby, and then said that she could go. At which point I said, now she can go? You should have excused her before. She's already heard everything now.
Okay, then what happened?
Mike went on to tell me all the different ways that I had messed up and how everything was my fault. It is a 24-minute conversation, which I also signed an affidavit for word. It is recorded, the conversation.
I'm going to have you look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 45.
Okay. Which is backwards.
That should be page 315 of 1140 is where that exhibit begins. Let me know if you have a problem, Mr. Schneider.
I'm sorry, Audrey, you did say 45, correct?
Correct. Exhibit 45.
Okay.
The page number again, Audrey, please.
The PDF, the cover sheet is 314, and the exhibit starts on 315.
Am I reading and then remembering and talking?
I want to make sure Mr. Schneider's there.
I apologize.
Sorry, Audrey, I'm actually following plaintiff's exhibit and the page numbers, so we're not using the PDF numbers anymore. So I'm
Okay.
on your plaintiff's exhibit 45, so what page number again?
001.
That's easier for me than the PDF numbers, thank you.
No problem. That's what I'll stick with then.
Okay, I'm there, go ahead.
Perfect. Jessica, did you help? First of all, Jessica, what is this document?
This is our reply to their opposition for a motion for an additional count of contempt.
And when was this filed with the court?
11/2/2020.
And were you able to participate in the preparation of this document?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Did you sign an affidavit attached to this document?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to have you look. Still in Exhibit 45. Beginning on page 14, 014.
Okay.
So pages 014 through 041. My apologies, 037. Let me know when you get to page 037.
Okay.
You there?
Yes.
Okay. Is that your signature that is notarized on your affidavit?
Yes, it is.
I would move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 45.
It's filed with the court, no objection.
Exhibit 45 is admitted into the record.
Okay. And Jessica, the document speaks for itself, so I don't need you to read it into the record. But if you can point out the page numbers where the conversation between you and Mike began, and then where it ended.
Okay. Exhibit 45019 is the beginning of our conversation on October 23rd between Mike and I. And it goes all the way to Exhibit 45035. This was a 24-minute conversation word for word out.
And you recorded this, correct?
Correct.
And you recorded it at the time that you got to the house?
Yes. When I arrived at the house, I was walking up. I put on video, hit record, and set it on the table next to the bench where I sit when I wait for Abby. You have
Judge, I'm sorry, Your Honor and Audrey, both my client and I need to use the restroom. Can we take a break at this time?
Yeah.
I know I'm sorry, Judge, it's already 10:30.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break. Ms. Beeson, how much longer do you have? We're almost an hour into just establishing the basis for the contempt.
We're up to October 23rd. I need to go through November 18th.
And Your Honor, while we're talking about that, it's going to be extremely difficult to go back and do cross-examination throughout the entire diatribe. Would it be possible that we do this, maybe a day at a time, so I can do it? Because it's going to be very difficult to go back and go through all this testimony.
Well, I don't necessarily mind that. I want to get the information in, but whatever we can do to expedite the process. And I recognize that by doing this virtually through Bleachings has created some complications, but if there's some way to streamline this, that would be appreciated. But let's take a 10-minute break, and we'll resume in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Your Honor. Thank you, Audrey.
Thank you.